All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first video of this video series on starting a coffee shop business. Now, if you're new here in my channel, my name is Faye. And in this channel, I basically talk about coffee and the business behind it and a bit some of my life, if you're interested in that. But also, of course, no, it's really more about coffee, giving value about coffee and coffee business. So if you haven't yet, make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell to be notified for my upcoming videos. Now, specifically for this video series, I actually have here 6 video series, and this is part one or the first video. And if you haven't yet, I hope you would download the workbook for this video series that would really help you take notes, and remember everything that I'll be sharing in the coming videos. Right, so let's get started with our first topic in this first video, which is how you can start a cafe with less capital. Now, starting a cafe years back when we started 2017, no, it was really very expensive. I could really say that the coffee business owners or aspiring coffee business owners now are a lot luckier compared to us before. Just to give you an idea, uh, before, to give you an idea how the comparison, before coffee espresso machines, the very cheapest or the cheapest available would be at around at least 6 digits, 100K. 200K perhaps, no, but in the years, no, starting at least mga napansin ko 2020, 2021, there were already a lot of coffee machine manufacturers also creating smaller machines, and you could actually start with as low as 15,000, 20,000. It's already a good machine for a small coffee business. That's just one, right? But let me to give you a bit of an idea, no, on how you could actually start a coffee shop with lesser capital. Let's get to the details. How much do we spend to start? Estimated cost of starting a coffee shop. One, I actually have a video here on how much you need to start a coffee business, but I'll just run through. I think in this video, I shared there the more detailed ones, but let me just cover here what are those, just to repeat and have everything in one video series. Rental. Now, depends on the space or the square meters of your place. In the Philippines, basically at 500 at least per SQM. And you might say that, let's say your coffee shop would just be at 10 SQM or 15 SQM. Let me just get the calculator. Huh. I actually have this calculator always with me. So let me just to help me state the numbers, no? So when you say I would just want to have a small coffee shop, 15 SQM times 500 at least. I think that's the cheapest, especially in rural areas, but in high urban areas, a lot more expensive. There's even at 800 to 1,000 per SQM. That's already 7,500 rental. And take note for rental, it doesn't mean 7,500 per month, then you only pay the lesser at 7,500 per month. No. Remember, there's advance and deposit. So let's say 2 months advance, 2 months deposit. So times 4, you would need 30K for the rental. If your space is at 15 SQM, the bigger it is, of course, much more expensive. In our case, our space is at 150, just to give you an idea, but it's not 500 SQM, guys. That's too cheap. 150 times 500, that's 75K. Then let's say you have 2 months advance, 2 months deposits, 300K just for the rental. Right? So be careful when you say na, ay, small lang, kahit mga 4 tables lang. It would still total to a lot higher cost. Next, construction costs. So you might be thinking na, simple lang yung mga minimalist. We just want to have that white, brown, clean, all else. But remember that in the Philippines, I could speak, no, in the Philippines. I basically know how much is the SQM or the cost per SQM for construction and renovation at least 25K per SQM. So let's say you have that 15,000. 15 SQM times 25,000, that's around 375K already. 375,000 construction cost. Just the standard, right? Kitchen and bar equipment. The more dine-in tables you put in, of course, you would need more kitchen tools. You would need microwave. And of course, when you have dine-in, you would need the dining tools. You would need spoon, fork, plates, whatsoever. And it basically just gets higher. Then we have furniture and fixtures. Depends again on how many tables and chairs you would have in your cafe. It would pile up. Then you have training and pre-opening expenses. Of course, when you have your staff and when you train them before opening. And when you train them, of course, they're also paid. So you should consider that as well. So more or less, you can allot to this, let's say 20K. Initial inventory, that doesn't include even the inventory that you would be using for the training and for your tasting. Right? I'm gonna be discussing in the next videos all about training and tasting and all the things you would need pre-opening. Let's say at around 50K, and then you have your marketing collaterals, of course, no, your flyers and even your digital marketing budget that includes it there. So estimated cost of starting a cafe, really, really big. That would be at least what? Uh, in our case, 2 million for an 150 SQM cafe, at least. Okay. So what we'll cover here in this lesson is that I'm gonna be sharing to you other small coffee business types. I call this a small coffee business models that you can consider if you're not yet that ready to spend for millions for a coffee business, but you want to make your coffee business dream happen. Gonna be discussing in detail what are the opportunities of these each coffee business model type and how you can choose a coffee business model type, right? So let's begin. Now, what's currently stopping you from turning your cafe business dream into reality? Let me know in the comments, and I might perhaps also reply to your comments or any questions that you have, any hesitations that you have with regards to coffee business. Perhaps let me guess. One is the budget or the capital. Let me know if I'm correct by putting in the comments, right? So if that one thing that's stopping you is actually your budget for capital, so how can we start with lesser capital? So I've mentioned earlier this one, the usual cafe. No, with at least 100 times cost that constructing from scratch, that's at least 20 to 25 SQM per 20 to 25,000 pesos per SQM. Kitchen and bar equipment, dining tools, furniture and fixtures, training and pre-opening expenses, initial inventory, and marketing collaterals. That would sum up to, I believe, at least 1 million pesos. So this is what I've mentioned. This is our cafe here in Cebu. Our cafe is basically 150 SQM. We have a capacity of around 80 people dining in. So you could just imagine, the value of our furniture and fixtures, kitchen tools. Of course, the more dine in, the more we need more tools in the kitchen and also for dining. And of course, since you have dining, you also need to have your CR, maintenance of the CR, no? And the bigger the space, of course, the more air cons you need. This is what I'm saying, that the bigger your area is, it would really pile up. More tables and chairs, then of course you need to buy more aircon, etc., etc., etc. It becomes bigger and bigger. Okay, so let me share to you what are those other coffee business model types if you're not yet ready for 1 million pesos. Okay, one would be a coffee kiosk. So what is a coffee kiosk? It's a space wherein it's basically the same with the normal cafes like this, but a lot smaller. Think about 10 to 20 SQM, and think about kiosks that are either pure takeout, there are no tables and chairs, Or if there are tables and chairs or dining set up, maybe al fresco or maybe 2 tables, less than 10 people dining in. So what are the implications with this one? Less rental. Why? Because of course the space is a lot smaller. So let's say 10 SQM lang, then you would have lesser rent. 10 square meters times 550, that's only like 5.5 per month, right? Compared to 50K per month with a bigger space. Less construction cost, of course, because it's a lot smaller. Less furniture and equipment. You don't need much of the dining tables and chairs. You don't need a lot of kitchen equipment, perhaps because you don't have dine-in. And of course, less monthly overhead. The smaller your space is, the lesser it is to maintain. No, with regards to your electricity, perhaps. If you're in a cooler area, you don't need aircon. Of course, you would need lesser people since it's only just pure coffee and pure takeout. You don't need busters, no, to serve the coffee and the food to the tables, and easier management as well. Estimated amount at least 500K, because let's say 30 SQM, this is the breakdown at 550 per SQM, construction costs, kitchen and bar equipment. It's a lot lesser than a bigger cafe, but still 500K. And also, this type of coffee business model still needs commitment. What do I mean by this? Since your space is in a permanent location, of course, you need to operate at a permanent or usual operating hours. No, it wouldn't be acceptable if, let's say, you don't feel like opening today, then you don't open, and then tomorrow you open again. So if you are that inconsistent with your operating hours, tendency is your customers might be thinking, na, they might be closed today, so let's just not go. Okay, so with this one, with a permanent location, you need to have more commitment with your operating hours. Okay, again, coffee kiosk, it could be pure takeout or with little dine-in setup. So one example, no, one of my students who joined my classes year 2021, I think. He opened the Mug Cafe in Cebu, and I also have a student who opened Rural Cafe in Barili, Cebu. It's coffee kiosk. This one is pure takeout. They have dine in, but it's just al fresco outside. This one also. So they also have space outside, pure takeout, and then just al fresco dining. And this one, the Mug Cafe, no aircon, I believe. And this one, there's one aircon inside, but they can just open since they are in the um mountainous areas. It's a lot cooler there compared to the city. So with this one, lesser amounts for capital. Now, if you're not prepared for a 500K, what's other coffee business model type that you could do? Also by this one, if your house is near or is near a high foot traffic, no, let's say, or if you're in a subdivision with many people coming in, or you are across a school, you can do a kiosk. Lucky you, because your cafe would just be at your house. You can ditch the rental cost, right? So you can also do that. Another one would be for the pop-ups. So how is it different from the kiosk? For pop-ups, you don't have a specific address. And there are two types of pop-ups. One is a mobile coffee store. So mobile, because you're basically gonna be using a vehicle. The implications to this one is you just need to procure and rent a vehicle, or perhaps use your own. The necessary finishing costs that you would need for your vehicle. Let's say you really wanna make it like a coffee takeaway, then perhaps you need to do some renovations for your pickup truck. No furniture needed, no, unless you wanna do a little dine-in. You bring with you portable tables and chairs, no, plastic tables and chairs, and less equipment, and of course, less monthly overhead. Also, with the mobile or any pop-up coffee store, just like this one, this could also be occasional, right? Let's say you still have a full-time job and you just want to do some extra income for coffee. You could do this over the weekend and do some pop-ups, right? maybe in an area where there are people doing hiking every Sunday, or at the park every weekend. Depends. And of course, you have to check for permits needed in your area. Another type of pop-ups would be for events or bazaars. So how is this different with a pop-up? Of course, this one is using a car, the mobile coffee store. This one would just be using a simple table or a simple cart that you built, and you would be serving it for events or for bazaars. So for events, the advantage of having events is that, think about weddings, birthdays, baptismal, celebrations, whatsoever. So it's a celebrant, or it's the bride and groom booking you, let's say, good for 100 cups, serve it to their guests. That's already good as sold, right? But once the 100 cups are served, you're already good. Maybe, so meaning you have a ceiling for your income. You cannot just go to the hotel, no, and once all your 100 cups and sold, then you sell it to the waiters or to their guests. You cannot do that, right? But bazaars is would be different. No permanent address. It could also be on your free time, but for bazaars, you just don't have a good as sold, but your income or your sales could be as high as you want. So let's say you go to Christmas bazaars wherein they gather small businesses, no, and then you do a rental for that bazaar. Perhaps usually that's 3 days or 1 week, or even every weekend of a particular month, and then you sell your coffee there. So you're just not sure how many cups could you sell, but you could sell less or more. Okay, so there's no assurance of sales, but your sales could be as high as you want. Depends on how many people are there in the bazaar. Okay, so what are the implications for this one? You need to procure or rent a cart, or there are even some I see they're just simply using a table, and they're just covering it with black cloth or brown cloth or even white cloth. Just really make it neat and presentable. No furniture needed. You don't need to have tables and chairs with you, diba? And less equipment, no monthly rental, and occasional as well. So the same with the mobile coffee store. Let's say you already have a full-time business and uh you want to have additional income through selling coffee, you could do this. You could simply offer a coffee cart service to your friends. You can start with your friends and your network. At least 100K for your cart, for your coffee machine, and all the tools that you would need, uh initial inventory, and all your marketing. So we've been doing that with our cafe. So we have a physical store, and we also have a pop-up coffee store. So we serve coffee, milk tea to weddings, and also other birthdays or other events such as birthdays. And I have also been teaching people on how they can do this, no, on their own. So it's actually a good additional revenue for your cafe. Let's say your cafe has a physical store, why not offer this one? Okay? So you could do that as well. Then lastly, another type of coffee business model that you could start if you're not yet ready for the 100K at least for a pop-up coffee store, go home-based. But what do you mean by a home-based coffee business? You sell at home or from your home. So two ways, or maybe two types of products. You could sell ready to drink coffee. So really have a menu just like a cafe, and then you have a rider or you deliver it through Grab, Food Panda, whatsoever. But make sure that your area is really on a um urbanized area wherein people can really have delivery riders go to you, right? So that's one. Or you could even sell, let's say, coffee bags, coffee drip bags, coffee tea bags. And that's actually what we did during the pandemic. I'm gonna share to you that story in a few. So no physical store, no vehicle, no cart needed. Just be at home. And of course, we need to have marketing, online marketing, right? For your business. No monthly rental, and you can also do it occasional, right? So you have a full-time business or full-time job, and you could have an extra income with this one. Estimated amount at least 5K for your inventory and for your marketing. Perhaps you want to do your Facebook and then you want to do some ads with that one. So this is what we did 2020. No, when our cafe was really on a halt because of the pandemic. So we didn't have a choice. We had to close because due to the regulations by the government, but we still needed to earn so we could also give in salaries to our staff. So what we did is we sold online drip coffee bags, cold brew, and even coffee in tea bags, and you can do that as well. Okay, so let's review coffee business models. If you're ready for millions worth, go for a usual type of cafe with dine-in setup. Why not? But if you're not, and you're not yet ready for that commitment, then you can start with coffee kiosks as low as 500K. Pop-ups, this one is less, it has less commitment on that end for the pop-ups because you could do it occasional. You don't have to do normal operating hours. Could do it through a mobile or through events and bazaars, up to you which one you would feel more confident with. And also you could do home-based coffee business for as low as 5,000 just buy the initial inventory. I actually have here a video and I'll be tagging it there. A video about 10K or 10,000 coffee business puhunan that you could start at home. There are even links there where you can buy all the needed materials that you would need, all the needed materials, all the needed materials for that type of business. So you can start it right away. Okay. Now, how to choose? How can you choose from this types of coffee business models? Okay. I have this system in one of my lessons in my Coffeepreneur online school. I have this business for you 3F check. Let me just discuss this to you a bit briefly, but I have this in detail inside my online course. So 3F, okay? Flexibility with your time or current setup. So you have to check, let's say you want to have a business but then you still need the security from your full-time job. So depends if you can be that flexible with the work time, because if you would be having a kiosk type, you would need more commitment to that, so meaning you need to hire people in your behalf as well, and that would entail cost on your end. Financially feasible for you. Okay, so I don't want you to get into really bad debt just because of starting a business. You could go in depth to start a business, but that's another thing. That's another lesson. I even discuss that also inside Coffeepreneur online school. How you can get good debt? How do you compute for the good debt for your business? Okay, because actually having a debt, it's just like using other people's money to have a money on your own. Okay, I'll discuss that further. So it basically takes a bit of unlearning things, no, and opening your mind. And it actually depends on your risk appetite. That's another story. And of course, you have to choose which one fits your desired lifestyle. So if you're not the type of person that is happy to be all over the city doing pop-ups, then that's one thing you have to consider if you want to do the pop-up coffee store, or perhaps you just want to do it at home. But of course, you need to check the feasibility of your place. Okay, so these are the few things that you have to consider when you start your own coffee business, and which type would you start. Now, if you're interested to learn with me, learn deeper with me. And if you would want me to help you decide what type of coffee business would fit for you, if you have this certain budget, I actually have bean to business courses. I have both online and face to face. For the face to face, please check this link here. You would know the updated dates through the links here all over the Philippines. I'm going to you guys. Please check. I hope you're available on those days. If not, you can also still check the link. I also have there an online course that you could dive into. Basically, I discuss about business planning, brewing techniques. I just don't teach about making coffee, but I'll teach you how to make your coffee business profitable. and how you could make your coffee business systematize. So production, operations, financials, and marketing. And I also covered in the financials, how can you have capital for your business, using other people's money. So I discuss it there as well. If you're interested, again, please check here the link. You could visit that to know more about my Bean to Business courses. I hope to see you face to face or hope to see you online through your consultation forms, because I have consultation forms inside. What's different with what I say in YouTube is I basically say general advices. But once I get to know you, since you're my student and I'm your mentor, you become my mentee. When I get to know your situation, I get to give an advice specific to your situation. And that makes a difference when you join my courses, both online and face to face. Right. So that's it for video number 1, how you can start a coffee business with lesser capital. I shared to you the different coffee business types. And in my next video here, I'm going to be sharing this time what are the common mistakes of people starting their own coffee business and basically why coffee business fails. Okay? If you're interested, I hope to see you here in this next video.